Let's jump to the hate list. Talking about the guy who doesn't have much upside at the moment, Matthew. That's Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Who's just fallen off a cliff, unfortunately.
Dude.
And previously, when he's had rough stretches running the ball, he's been able to compensate through his PPR Ponzi scheme, but that has been shut down.
It has.
And now there's not much left.
Fantasy points per game. Like, he wasn't great weeks 1 through 4, but he's been much worse since week 5, averaging just 7 fantasy points per game, 20 receiving yards per game. To your point about the fact that he's not getting kind of those cheap touches that we expected last year, or that we got it. So over the past 5 weeks, he's running back 41 on a points per game basis. Like, he's not even a top 40 wide receiver, running back, I should say. He's got only 1 game with double-digit fantasy points here, and so, on the road at Carolina, which is a sneaky defense. They're not amazing, but they're not a horrific either. They've
been a good run defense outside of the James Cook 200-yard game against Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm at running back 28 just because we have so many guys banged up and on bye. But if there was a Wednesday, I would say I'm closing it out on Alvin Kamara. He makes the hate list. I would lower expectations, that are already even lower, but I would lower them even more for Alvin Kamara this week.
Yep. I'd also lower expectations for Breece Hall, even though you're probably still going to have to start him. But going up against Cleveland, the Jets, 2.5-point underdogs in that one, which is the Browns' 2.5-point favorite on the road doesn't speak well to the Jets. That line moved like 3.5 points after the Jets traded Quinn Williams and Sauce Gardner. But
I was going to say, did it move on just both guys or on
both
between?
guys? Yeah. I mean, it's not a huge move because you're staying under 3 in both directions, and there's not that many games that finish at a 1 or 2 point margin. But still, it's material. I mean, they're the 2 best players on the team.
Yeah, the Browns
bad
have a
defense
better
lost its 2 best player.
Right, and the Browns are already the better defense, so now the bad defense lost the 2. What you just said.
It's tough. The Jets.
Dylan Gabriel's going to be awesome. Keep Shedeur Sanders on the bench for another week or 2.
Hey, we talked about loading the box earlier. That's literally what I would do versus the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, and as far as Breece goes, I think he's going to have to rely on dump-off passes to get to fantasy value here. The Browns have the second most efficient rush defense in the NFL after only Seattle, so a very tough matchup. Browns as well, rested off of a bye, and Myles Garrett looking very hungry. Johnny Dangerly trade proposal, Cortland Sutton for Breece Hall. Thoughts? #FFHH. Lawrence?
I would take Breece Hall.
I like Breece Hall.
I think Breece Hall has a higher floor, so I don't mind it. I mean, it's just the only question is just whether you feel confident that Justin Fields is competent enough to keep this offense up. But I will say he's the pass-catching running back on a defense that's been bad and just got worse. And so with Sutton, I agree with this. I agree with them, Johnny. I would take Breece Hall. I prefer Breece Hall to Cortland Sutton rest of the way. Also, just Sutton's been weirdly inconsistent. Now, I think he's going to have a good game tonight. By the way, we'll get to that game in a second. But
he played Houston last week.
Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin, and I know Mims is hurt now, but they've just obviously a lot of mouths to feed. He's still the alpha. I still like him. I think he's still like a borderline top 20 wide receiver. Hope he has a huge game tonight because I'm starting him against Jay. But I think Breece Hall just has a higher floor and higher ceiling.
Yep, agreed. I like the note on this one on the rundown, Lawrence. Bam Knight, who's on the hate list against Seattle, the note is still hasn't shown he's any good.
Hey, I didn't say that, but maybe I was paraphrased. But for real though, the thing that works for Bam Knight is he is the starting running back for the Arizona Cardinals, which offense look a lot better right now, to be honest, with old Jacoby back there at quarterback. But as far as going against these Seattle Seahawks, you talked about Quinshawn Judkins needing to get those dump-offs. That may be the only avenue for Bam Knight, as Seattle is tied for allowing the most receptions to running backs this season. Otherwise, they allow the 8th fewest fantasy points per game to running backs. And Bam Knight is running back 33 since he's been playing significantly, and he scored a touchdown in each of those 2 games he didn't start. Well, he hasn't scored the past 2 weeks, and that's tough when you're averaging only 55 scrimmage yards per game. So tough defense. Hasn't been great to begin with. So Bam Knight makes the hate list this week for me.
And, of course, Jacoby Brissett always a threat to keep it and run it himself.
Of course. He's got the best slow juke moves I ever seen.
It is. It really is like he's running in slow motion.
My man is a 1975 quarterback. He looked like Fran Tarkenton out there.
He's kind of like
he doesn't look like Fran.
Actually,
Tarkenton.
no. That is a disservice to Fran Tarkenton.
Fran Tarkenton
I meant to say just the slow motion version. Like he thinks he's Fran Tarkenton.
To me, he looks like if Jalen Hurts was 25 years older. Because Jalen Hurts isn't that like he doesn't.
No,
actually
Jalen Hurts
move
is
that.
not fast. No.
I got a good comp for you. Byron Leftwich.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
Like I'm glad he tries to do it because it keeps defenses on their toes.
It's his job going forward.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.